Hello everybody, and welcome back to Burrows. We are doing odd jobs around the town, kind of without Hiro. Hiro's been weirdly absent. I guess I should say we're also continuing Hiro's route, you know. I know that's what the title says, but sometimes I think I should mention that. Just in case, just in case. But we were picking up trash with a horse. Just a horse. Just a guy. He's kind of cool. At least for now. Who knows? Who knows about the future? Maybe they're terrible. I'll find out.
Thanks for the help. Here, for your troubles.
I hold open the money bag Hiro gave me, and he drops in 10 coins one by one. The sound is music to my ears.
Next time you see him, ask if he's made any progress on that old watch.
I will, yeah. Thanks for the work. He waves me off as I walk back to the center of town. I find a little bench to sit on and take a well-deserved break. Phew. It's way too hot for autumn. Some children run by, playing with that same ball made of scrap from the day before. I imagine Hiro joining them and can't help but smile. I know Petra told me not to be nosy, but I learned more about Hiro picking up trash with Tiedemann. I still don't know this name. I still don't know this name, guys. Than I ever did from her, or even Hiro himself. It'd be a stretch to say every good deed he'd ever done was out of selfishness. Maybe he became that way over time. Good intent became twisted into a self-destructive personality flaw complete with deadly consequences. God. Did they even have shrinks this far back in time? Did Hiro have anyone he could talk about these feelings with before I arrived? The only person I can think of is... Petra? You're here. It's been a hot minute since I've seen you. Goodness, who dumped this dead animal on a bench? Ah? Huh? Oh, it's just you. What are you doing out of your keep, Doctor? She tries to hide something behind her back, but sighs, presenting me with a basket of flowers. I thought some new decor would help liven things up after the recent unpleasantries that kept befalling my house. Home, yes. Consequently, marigolds are both a seasonally appropriate, a flower and repels pests. She swats the basket at me and I roll my eyes. Well, smaller pests. Do you actually think this is good enough to undo everything that happened between you and Hiro? He's not the type to. The type to get over grudges quickly. Yes, I've surmised that, thank you. Don't act overly familiar with the lad. You've known him, what, 4 days? Give or take. This isn't the first time we've had a fight at this magnitude, and it certainly won't be the last. That's just our relationship. If you say so. I just want to keep the peace. Is that why you're going along with whatever he asks? He can say no to that cute little... How can he say no to that cute little face? Like this. No. Your voice cracked. Oh, come off it. Anyway, whether you're acting as his friend or his keeper, I still expect you both home for dinner. Will do, Doctor. By the way, marigolds live longer in soil than in a vase. It helps them grow. She nods and trots away. Petra may act tough, but the way she cradles those flowers says otherwise. It's not like she's wrong. Hiro needs to heal before he can go back to work. There's no arguing the cold, hard facts. But if they're as close as she says they are, shouldn't she know that her approach is failing? Can't they come to some sort of compromise? Maybe I can get them to talk over dinner. For now, I have my chores. Last one is fix public showers, water pressure. Am I qualified for this? I've done some odd jobs in my time, sure, but this sounds like something a professional should handle. Not sure what to do, I track down Hiro to get more information. I find him, well, his lower half peeking out from under somebody's car. Hey, can I ask you about this one? I think you gave it to me by mistake. Let me see. Oh, that's a no-brainer. I gave you that on purpose, silly. Really? But I've never messed with plumbing before. What if I break something? Don't overthink it, Gray. You'll be fine. No, shoot, I'm busy. I try to protest, but he slips back under the car without another word. Great, now I can be responsible for destroying the town's only shower. After some poking around, I find the glorified shack labeled... That word? Yes, that, right there. You all know that word. Yes, yes. Heh. Childish humor aside, it looks pretty run down. I walk over to the side, designated for men, and poke my head in. An unpleasant smell of mildew greets my nose. Oh, unfortunate. It's essentially one big room with shower heads sticking out of the walls, nary a divider or curtain to provide any sense of privacy. Jeez, might as well be a gymnasium. It was hard enough to bathe in that wooden barrel that's behind Syme's apartment, let alone something like this. I'd take that river in the forest over this any day. I take a curious step inside, noting the rusty pipes that snake in and out of the holes in the wall. I'm not sure if they're old steel or new copper, but they're certainly brown. The tiled floor is spattered in a rainbow of moss, mold, and other signs of abuse. God, I've never walked barefoot on. Hey, no shoes in the shower! Oh, sorry. I stumble back and see a grumpy-looking leopard. A leopard seal? What? Tapping his feet, a toolbox hanging from his waist. Go! Look at this lad. Huh. Hey, who the hell are you? I could ask the same thing. Name's Gray. I'm here to fix the water pressure. You can call me Warren. Hey, where's the fox? Hiro? He's busy today, so I'm here instead. Oh, on a first-name basis, are we? He looks me up and down while scratching his chin in calm contemplation. Is that okay? I guess. You don't exactly look like you know your way around a pipe. Hey, I resent that. Oh, really? I've probably handled more pipes in the last year than you have. With silky hands like those. I hide my hands behind my back and gulp. Well, you don't have to lie, boss. Look, if the fox is busy, you can just assist me for the time being. Deal? All right. And my hands aren't silky, for the record. They're manicured. Okay, sure. He rolls his eyes and points to a specific shower toward the back of the room. Been getting complaints about that one's pressure being shit. This place might look big, but when the boys come back from the work site, they can be a line out the door. Nah, so it's better if they're all working. You catch on quick. Come here. He leads me around the back of the building, pointing at a haphazard nest of tangled pipes sticking out of the hole in the wall. They disappear into a puddle of bubbling mold that definitely looks out of place. Is that supposed to be happening? Nope. One of the pipes is leaking. And that's what's messing with the water pressure? The seal nods and sets down his tools. I'm gonna have to test each one to see which one needs fixing. It should be a simple fix once I do. They're not, like, numbered or labeled in any way. He grimaces, corners of his mouth raised to show his hook-like teeth.
None of us expected to be here this long. It was a quick job. I guess I didn't want to admit I was stuck, so long as I fix it just enough to work another day, that's enough for most folks.
Okay. What do you need me for then? He signals for me to wait before he heads back around to the showers. A minute passes before I hear something heavy hit the ground. Everything okay?
Yep. Just needed to remove the shower head.
He jogs back to me, proudly holding the freshly decapitated apparatus in his hand.
That's just a little pipe sticking out of the ground now. Your job is to get it to get in the stall opposite of me and keep the water running so you watch the pressure. Right now, it's just a little trickle. We're looking for a steady flow with no sputtering.
Sounds easy enough.
Great! Now strip.
Huh? Why did I get a feeling this was coming? Is that really necessary?
Do you want to get your clothes, do you want your clothes to get completely soaked? Messing with the water pressure, means you'll probably get blasted a few times.
But...
Calm down, this is a shower room. People are supposed to be undressed.
Alright. So long as it's just me in there, it should be fine.
Yeah, do you really think I have time to stop folks from showering? Listen.
He drops the tough guy act and slumps his shoulders.
I don't know how things are from where you're from, but us villagers aren't uptight when it comes to stuff like this. Hiro, maybe. But anyone else who comes in will just want to wash up, chat a bit, and be on their way. Sometimes it's the only free time we get, and it's good to be in the environment when we can let it all hang loose, you know.
I guess so.
Plus, it's a good way to get things off your chest that you might not want to bring up at the dinner table. Plus, it's a good way to get things off your chest.
Wait, okay.
What happens in the shower stays in the shower.
Right, sorry. I didn't mean to make light of your customs. I'll get undressed once I'm inside.
Atta boy. You'll get used to it in no time, boss.
He slaps me on the ass and sends me on my way. He's a little too enthusiastic about this. I close the door to the shower room behind me and undress. I neatly fold my clothes and place them on the designated shelf, hoping no creepy crawlies find their way into my shoes while I'm busy. It's hard to imagine Hiro doing anything like this, given the circumstances. He's a confident person. But this is way too risky if he wants to protect his secret. Someone could burst in at any time and see his body, with nothing to hide behind but his tail. I hear a knock on the wall. Warren's muffled voice comes through from the other side.
All right, you see that red valve down there? Turn it 3 times to the left.
Got it. I crouch down and shiver as my junk makes contact with the ice-cold floor. How does anyone feel comfortable using these? 1, 2, 3. Okay, water's coming.
Great. Keep watch while I work back here.
I nod and watch the humble stream trickle out. It reminds me of a public drinking fountain, minus the wad of chewing gum that was usually stuck to it. Soon I start to accumulate acclimate to the temperature and hum to myself as Warren fiddles with his tools. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. My back is already aching. I'm surprised Hiro didn't ask about my scars yesterday. It's usually the first thing people look at. Well, I suppose he has his own. He's probably more sensitive about invasive questions like that. Invasive. For him, a place like a public shower might be a nightmare. Even basic things like using the bathroom or changing rooms. Everything I take for granted. I feel a sense of relief that I can take his job take this job for his sake. Anything to give him some peace of mind.
How's the water pressure looking, boss?
Same as before.
I might have to take this whole section out. Then it'll take a while, so you can just relax for now.
He says that, but I'm not sitting bare ass on anything in here unless there's soap and water involved first. I get started as Warren starts pulling sections of the pipe away from the wall behind me. So, is there gonna be a wall? Gonna be a hole in the wall now?
Probably, but don't worry, I'll be standing here to block it.
Thanks. I just need to relax. Since when was I so reserved about something like this anyway? After spending time with Adri yesterday, I thought I'd become more comfortable with my body. He'd probably get a kick out of this. I wonder why he doesn't bathe here with the other villagers, if they're as accepting of nudity as he is. All of a sudden, the door swings open, and a familiar-looking silhouette stands before me.
No! Nice to see you, Possum.
Hey! He nods and starts removing his clothes one by one. Yep, he isn't even fazed by me one bit. I was the one being weird. Oh, okay.
I'm guessing you're covering for Hiro again.
I nod, pointing at the pipe. Warren has me on watch duty. Something about water pressure.
I see. That sort of stuff always went over my head, so I'm grateful to have a fella like him around. Even if he's a bit of a grump. I can hear you, you know.
The stallion chuckles, folding his clothes and putting them next to mine. I guess that stereotype about horses is true. He notices my prying eyes and chuckles.
Yes. I'm used to people staring by now.
Sorry. He teases me by waggling his hips and making a flop around. Seeing my cheeks turn red, he ceases his tomfoolery and trots over to the shower next to me.
Sorry. I just like to have a little fun with new guys, since most fellas here have already seen it.
I'm not complaining, just... I sigh and shake my head. Sorry again. Don't let me hold you up. Enjoy your shower. He cocks his head and frowns.
It sounds like something's on your mind.
Oh. Okay. He shrugs and turns on the water valve. Ancient pipes shake for a few seconds before hot water jets out of the shower head, cascading down his muscular body. The steam fills the room, and I'm hit with the scent of fresh dirt and sweet hay, as it rinses off of him. Ah, okay, I understand. Sweat hay? Sweet hay, sweat hay. Fresh dirt and sweat hay as... Eh? Okay. I'm probably sweat. Right? As it rinses off of him, I find myself getting comfier as the air warms up. I bet that feels nice after that hard work, eh?
You have no idea, little man. This is just about the only relief I get most days.
He runs a hand down the back of his neck. With a delicate touch, he loosens his braid, a mane unfurling and flattening against his shoulders as it gets drenched. Looking good, Mayor.
I think so. I appreciate the compliment. How's the pipes looking, boss?
Oh, right, my job. It's hard to focus with a dick swinging a few inches away from my face. Which one?
Oh, great. Another gawker. Don't fret none, Warren. Everyone's got something to offer.
What is it with the guys and measuring dick sizes anyway? At least Hiro's exempt from that.
Yeah. So, the pipe.
Ah, it's looking real good. Tideman smirks and flexes for me. I give him a playful smack on the thigh, and he seems to be enjoying the attention.
Boss?
Oh, right. Sorry. It's still a weak flow.
I guess I'm looking for... I'll just keep looking for the problem area.
Tideman chuckles and I sigh, giving up on my squat and sinking down to the floor. I feel less gross now that there's a layer of water between me and the grime. I promise I'm not here to be a creep. It's just nice to have a distraction right now.
From...
It's nothing. I don't wanna... He flips his hair my way, spraying me with water. Hey!
Come on now. You can't expect me to ignore such a sad face.
Oh. Is it that obvious?
Yes!
Warren out here. I really don't need commentary from the peanut gallery. Thanks for the input, Warren.
Anytime!
I guess this would be the place to talk about it if what Warren said is to be believed. Tideman's puppy dog eyes are begging for me to spill my guts. I just feel a little stuck lately. Not literally. I like this town, and you've all been so welcoming to me. It's just... There's someone I really care about, and I would do anything to make them happy. Tideman listens and nods along as he lathers his hair with floral-scented shampoo, and definitely not Atreus. I think they're aware of my devotion, and sometimes it feels like they're taking advantage of it. But if I don't help them, and they end up getting hurt because I wasn't there, I'd feel horrible. All I want to do is prevent that from happening. Ugh. A burning rises in my throat, and I feel tears coming on. Like, what else am I supposed to do? Just walk away from everything we're working towards? Act like the last week never happened?
Hey now.
I just really thought I made a genuine connection with someone, and I don't want to be a walked all over.
Hey, that sounds like a shit situation, boss.
I look up and see, and his scruffy face is poking in through the newly formed hole in the wall. I wipe my tears away and wave. Sometimes he can be sweet. Hell, he's probably the most thoughtful person I've ever met. But when he doesn't get his way, it's like I'm just an obstacle to him. Tideman wipes the hair out of his face and sits down next to me, putting an arm around me. Okay. Warren's just there. Warren's just here, man.
Son, it sounds like this is really weighing on you. We're here to listen, but you have to be honest about something.
Huh?
We're talking about Hiro, right?
Was it that obvious? Who else do you know? Warren chuckles, taking a break from work and guarding the window with his bulky frame.
You did start saying he at the end there. Didn't take much to put two and two together.
Great, now I feel guilty and embarrassed.
Regarding Hiro,
He taps his chin, choosing his next words carefully.
He's a special fella. I don't think he would have trusted just anyone to have his back. Specifically, not for this job.
Really?
Yes, sir. This is a pretty sought-after task. He usually grabs it as soon as possible.
That goes against the idea I've had of him all this time.
I know what you're thinking, and no, we don't make him strip. We know he's too reserved for that.
So I could have stayed dressed if I put up more of a fight?
But then I couldn't do this.
He pulls me closer, and I rest my head on his shoulder. True, this is nice. All of this has been nice. Just taking it easy and talking things out.
I told you, this place is important to the town for a reason. Been trying to get that Adri fella in here for years, but he insists that the river water is cleaner.
That explains that. It's too bad.
Mind if I join you boys? You're making it look mighty cozy in there.
Not at all. What a fella. He slips away and reemerges at the entrance, practically jumping out of his overalls to come sit by us. I sigh and press against his plush fur. All right, it would be fur. I had to just assumed all sea critters had blubber skin, but his is almost like crushed velvet to the touch.
See? This job has its perks.
Hiro really does stuff like this?
Sometimes. At the end of the day, he's just a person like me and you. He may act like a machine at times, but...
He rubs my inner thigh and I jump.
There are certain feelings you just can't ignore.
I don't mind the touch, but I'm unsure of how to read his intentions. Tiedemann smiles and doesn't seem bothered at all by how close we are to each other. Should I test the waters with them? Well, we'll keep it cozy so I don't have to do as much editing. You know, I don't like having to do too much of that. I shrug and close my eyes. Nah, I just want to enjoy the moment while it lasts. They pick up on my energy and Warren removes his hand, opting to play with my head fur instead. The sound of the busy townsfolk outside seems so distant in this little slice of heaven. It's hard to work up the willpower to leave.
Feeling better, Gray?
A little. But seriously, what should I do about Hiro?
How angry are you with him?
I'm not even angry, I'm just... Things could have been so nice, you know? If I could just get him to relax, we could have more moments like this together.
I reckon you should talk to him about this. Be as honest as you possibly can about it. He cares about you too, but you respond with aggression, he'll get defensive.
Right. Then I'll just have to find a good time when we're both calm to tell him how I feel.
For now, just play along with whatever he asks.
I take a deep breath and let it out, relaxing my body limb by limb. My neck pops and I suddenly feel 100 pounds lighter.
Sheesh, the kid has more stress than he let on. Just look at that happy tail wagging.
Huh? Okay, I think I'm good to get back to work now. Warren nods and stands up, accidentally bumping me with his belly.
Oops, sorry. I ought to get a warning label tattooed on this thing.
You're good. Just remember to get dressed before you go back outside.
Yeah. We're not running a nudist colony, boss.
Not yet, anyway. Tiedemann gives me a pat on the shoulder before returning to his regularly scheduled shower. Satisfied with our little powwow, I assume the position and keep my gaze fixed on the proper pipe.
Aha! I think I found the problem.
Yeah? I feel something shaking under me. Is that supposed to... Man, we in the splash zone. Without warning, I am blasted by a torrent of cold water from the unassuming little pipe.
How's the water pressure now?
Too strong!
Oops, turn off the valve.
I blindly reach around for it, accidentally making the current stronger before switching directions and tightening it closed with a loud squeak.
You alright, kid?
God, I think it went on my nose.
It builds character.
I stand up and look out of the opening, seeing Warren's arms covered in mud. What did you do?
There was a disconnected elbow joint deep under there. I had to fish around for it. But all it took was tightening a bolt and she's as good as new.
Great. Does that mean we're done here?
Yup, go get dressed and meet me around back for your pay.
I wave goodbye to Tied Man and grab one of the towels hanging by our clothes to dry off before exiting the shower room. I'll definitely come back in my free time so long as these two are around.
Good work today, Gray. Was nice chatting with a new face.
Hopefully I can live up to Hiro's quality of work.
You kidding? He may be good at his job, but he's not exactly a conversationalist. He's never been willing to tell us what's bothering him.
I doubt he ever could, even if he wanted to. Well. His German's still pretty rough. I'll bet he's just self-conscious.
It's not that. He just tends to clam up when he's focused on something. He can't talk and think at the same time, I guess. Doesn't make him any less smart. It's just hard to tell if he's mad at you or just concentrating.
I see. I'll keep that in mind.
Anyway, I've kept you long enough. Here's your pay for the job. Think it's enough to keep Hiro happy for a while.
I sigh and nod as he drops 15 coins into my bag. I'd almost forgotten the reason I was earning all this money to begin with. Let's hope.
Be sure to tell him I said hi next time you see him. Oh, and if you don't mind, could you ask him to take a break? Think about his well-being a little more.
Believe me, I've tried. Once he's made up his mind about something. He nods and grabs his tools, likely having heard this story 1,000 times by now.
For all those brains, he can be a right old fool.
Old? He smirks and turns to walk away.
Ask him about Nagasaki sometime. He gets chatty after a few beers.
Gee, that sure isn't ominous or anything. Collecting myself, I check my bag and smile at the golden coins looking back at me. I swish it around and listen to the pleasant jingle. It took all morning, but it was worth it to get all this. Brings me back to New Orleans, running odd jobs from sun up to sundown with Etienne. Sometimes it was all we could do to scrounge up enough for dinner. Other times we'd save up enough to really treat ourselves, though we'd always kick ourselves later. Hiro isn't motivated by greed, though. His motivations seem to spring somewhere from within. Oh, okay. Well, I'll be ending the part here, everyone. So I'll see you guys around.